Matt Stafford.
Matty boy.
Steve's favorite quarterback in the league.
I'm not going to say he's my favorite, but he's very underappreciated, and he's a good quarterback.
Hey, wait. Just to start, I went ahead and did us a favor. I looked up the stats for Matt Stafford
Oh my
compared
gosh,
to
you're
Jared
gonna
Goff.
pull. Compared to Goff.
Yes, compared to Goff.
Go ahead.
Because as soon as they traded for Stafford, their odds went up to the third. What was it, number 3 in the favorites to win the Super Bowl next year?
Number
Is that
2.
correct? Number 2. Okay, even better, right? If you look at, should we just go from last year numbers?
Okay, compare. I know that you guys are gonna put this on blast, but what I'm trying to say is you guys are gonna compare Goff's what? He's been in the league for 4 seasons, correct? 2018.
I think 5.
Stafford's been in the league for about 80 years. He's
Goff-
old.
Okay.
Goff has been in the league for 5 years. He's played 5 seasons.
Okay, I know you guys want to compare his first 5 seasons to Stafford's first 5 seasons.
No, that's not what I was going to
You
go.
don't want to do that.
No, I was going to go to their most recent years. Because that's, the most recent years are how they perform with their most recent teams, and those are the teams we know the best.
But we're
those
talking
are the teams
that
we just watched.
My question is,
this Lions team the past 5 years has been the bottom of the division.
No, we should look exactly. But you know what we should do? We should really look at how well Matt Stafford did when he had Megatron.
I knew that's where you were going to go.
I mean,
but you look at this Rams team. Goff walked into a decent. I'm not saying he walked into a great team when they were playing. Goff was there when they were still in St. Louis, right?
that was like the last.
Yeah,
the
I think it was
last season.
yeah.
And that team wasn't awful. They get the addition of Todd Gurley, a really good running back. They can expand Goff's game. Okay, everyone saw Goff out of college and they're like, "Oh man, this kid's not that bad. He's pretty good." And then they look at Wentz and they say, "Okay, that's pretty good." And then you get that 1 year where Goff and Wentz were competing to go to that Super Bowl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Rams get there, the Patriots get there, right? And it's a good Super Bowl game defensively. Rams, arguably one of the best teams in defense, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Donald, the addition of Jalen Ramsey. Their linebacker core is solid.
No, 100%. But also at the same time, you
don't
are coming from a place where you would take Matt Stafford over Baker right now. This is the same person.
So this is the conversation you want to have.
I'm just telling them so that way they know that you
long-term, Baker Mayfield is the better long-term quarterback. If you want to win a game in a Super Bowl right now, I'm going with Stafford.
How many playoff games did he win?
Wait.
It's 0.
Oh, okay. That's what I needed to know.
Let's talk about playoff games, right? Let's go Goff to Matt Stafford, because that's who was traded here. So let's compare those two. Let's see how much of a difference Matt Stafford's really going to make, right?
Right.
So if you look at Matt Stafford's 6 playoff, this is Jared Goff's 6 playoff games, right? Jared Goff played in the league for 5 years. He's got 6 playoff games.
Right.
You want to know how many Matt Stafford has?
2 or 3.
He's 3 playoff games.
He's got 3 playoff games. And how many years has he played? Steve, do you know?
9 years? No.
11.
11 years?
13.
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4,
It's been
5,
a little bit
6,
long.
7,
I'm a
8,
little bit
9,
dated
10,
on that.
11, 12, 13. Yep, 13
Wow.
years. So 13 years to 3 and 5 years to 6. Okay, well, let's look at their numbers. Jared Goff in the playoffs has 4 touchdowns. That's kind of low for playing 6 games in the playoffs. 2 interceptions. Completion percentage, 57%. Nothing crazy, right?
2 games this year, he had a hurt thumb. They're playing him on the...
Yeah, but
he just had surgery.
The other 2 years in the playoffs, he was healthy, right?
Yeah, but the defense carried the roster.
Yeah,
We've already
exactly. So
discussed
their
that.
offense wasn't as good.
Yes.
But the years that Matt Stafford went to the playoffs, he had a really good offense. Did he not?
I'm not going to say he had a
2011,
bad offense.
2014, Megatron was there.
Who's their running back?
Reggie Bush and Megatron.
Reggie
Terrible combo.
Oh, yeah,
That was his
horrible.
last. That was Reggie Bush's last year in Detroit. They went to the playoffs. That was 1 year.
It wasn't just 1 year that Reggie Bush was in Detroit.
No, 1 year where they went to playoffs with Reggie Bush on Detroit.
Right. So you had Megatron and Reggie Bush, and you didn't even go to the playoffs.
And
That's a good argument.
And who did they
for
play?
Matt Stafford being
And who
better.
did they play?
Who did they play?
Yeah, I want to know who they played. The last playoff game.
They played Seattle.
Wow.
2016. Is that the year?
No.
No, that's the year they lost to the Patriots, right?
What about before that?
2016, yeah.
No. What
that,
playoff
you're
game was
2016. You're thinking Carolina was the number
Carolina.
1 team in football.
You're right, because that was our senior year. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
What was the playoff game before that Matt Stafford lost?
The Bears.
Mm.
Brian Urlacher.
No. They lost to the Dallas Cowboys
What year was that?
in 2014.
Okay.
Tony Romo's
Tony
last year, if I remember correctly.
No.
Romo retired in 15.
Yeah,
Did he? Okay.
That sounds right to me.
Okay.
But, then that was a good team. That was good offense. Des Bryant, Winton.
Right. I mean,
Good offensive line. DeMarco Murray at running back.
Oh, wow, because Reggie Bush and Calvin
Johnson are terrible.
Yeah.
I'm not. Was Reggie Bush even there in 2014?
That's a good question.
I
think
think
he
he
was. I think he was, because that was towards the end of his career.
Yeah, it was more.
You sure he
like
wasn't
the corpse
playing in
of Reggie
Miami?
Bush. In 2014, I'm pretty sure he was still in Detroit. But that was like Sue was on the defense.
2014 he was in Detroit.
Okay.
Dude, and Dominican Sue.
Yeah,
that defense.
The defense on that Lions team was better than their offense.
Yep.
But their offense had key players and
wasted
potential.
Wait. You just said defense on that team was better than their offense, right? Isn't the Rams' defense better than their offense?
No. The defense on that Lions team was better than the offense. You know why? Because it wasn't actually because it was Matt Stafford. But I'll be honest with you, Matt Stafford of like 5 years ago, I'd take over Baker. But he's 31 now. You said you looked it up. He's 31. So what's the peak of quarterbacks? 28, 20, 29?
You can extend the
He's
peak
32.
of quarterback. I mean,
almost 33.
Look at Brady. You can extend the peak of quarterback.
What other quarterback is Tom Brady?
Brett Favre was doing the same thing at that age.
Brett Favre sucked for his last 3 or 4 years.
He took the Vikings to the playoffs, and he got injured because of Sean Payton's bounty gate.
Dude,
what are you talking about?
He was not that Brett Favre.
He wasn't the gunslinger Brett Favre that we were used to. He was at the tail end of his career, but you could say the same thing about Phillip Rivers, and he was still throwing the ball pretty decent.
Phillip Rivers. We just watched what Phillip Rivers was.
We literally just said how he was only good on script at the end of his career, and even then, he still wasn't that good, and he couldn't win a playoff game. He couldn't perform in a playoff game.
Yeah, exactly. Matt Stafford is Phillip Rivers. Great quarterback.
Can't perform in the playoff
game.
Well, we'll find out this season. That's all. I mean, that's all you can wait for.
Okay.
Is it? Or if the Rams take them to the Super Bowl, is it? Well, Matt Stafford's a god.
No, I'm not saying it'll be Matt Stafford taking the Rams to the Super Bowl. I'm saying being that essential part. Look at the odds of the Super Bowl. I mean, the odds
because he's a good quarterback. But
the odds don't mean anything.
No.
Odds do mean something.
They have the Chiefs going the past 2 or 3 years now.
Look, I see the
Chiefs'
Rams.
odds went up. Bills' odds went up when Tom Brady left the AFC.
Well,
did you not notice that?
No, I knew that.
And the Bills beat the Patriots out last year for the division. And the Patriots still had better odds to win the Super Bowl. But then Tom Brady leaves, goes NFC, leaves that division. Bills rise to the top of that division. McDermott wins Coach of the Year. I mean, like, you have these guys and raising the odds. When one person leaves one team and goes to another, that's going to boost other teams' abilities to get in that top 10 spot.
Right. Vegas knows. I mean, there's a reason why they're Vegas and what they do.
I agree.
I'll say this. I do not think that... I don't know.
Well, you could say that just because the Browns' odds were higher in the previous, not this past season, but the 2019 season.
Yeah, you got to remember,
the Browns'
we were
odds
supposed to win the Super Bowl.
We were supposed to be a playoff contending roster.
Well, I mean...
Freddie Kitchens took care of that for us.
Things change, but I don't know, man.
Well, you look at the Browns' odds this year, they weren't nearly as high as they were the previous year in 2019, and we had a different coach. And the coach doesn't make the difference for the odds. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you take that team this year, and I'm not going to say that Baker's numbers were impressive after Odell got injured. And
he was the only quarterback to put up, 4 touchdowns and a half. And he did it twice this entire
season. And how many
season.
interceptions did he throw after Odell?
After he got injured?
One?
I think it was one, including... No, I think it was 2.
Including the playoff game. He threw one.
Yeah. He threw one in the playoffs, and he threw one against the Ravens. So 2.
I mean,
not
that's
including
pretty
the play
impressive.
that Odell got injured on. There's only 2.
That's impressive after coming off the 2019 season, throwing almost as many interceptions.
Well, yeah, but the thing is,
when your coach is holding a Waffle House menu to try to call plays off of, you're not going to do great, dude.
No, and I agree with that. I'm saying Baker's numbers this year were super impressive, and this isn't just to boast about the Browns, but you take those odds. Next year, the Browns' odds are going to be higher. I mean, a bunch of people are going to have the Browns in power ranking in the top, at least, maybe even top 5.
Okay, so
depending on where people land in free agency in the draft.
So tell me then, because this is where this whole conversation stems down to, is you said that you thought that Matt Stafford was a better quarterback right now than Baker Mayfield, even though they put up almost identical numbers this past season. Tell me, after what you just said, is saying how you can't say that Baker wasn't amazing in the second half of the season, tell me how could you possibly argue to take Matt Stafford over Baker Mayfield at their points in their career right now?
I'll say this: Baker played like 3 or 4, it was 3 weeks in a row where the weather was terrible.
Yeah, not even Derek Carr could throw a football in that weather, and Derek Carr is known for having one of the strongest arms in the entire league.
It was god awful weather for like 3-4 weeks, and his numbers still
were not bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm gonna sound like Max Kellerman when I say this. Numbers comparison for the Cleveland Browns. I personally, and this is just how I feel, would like to see Matt Stafford in a Cleveland Browns jersey. I'm not saying that Baker couldn't get it done, because he definitely showed up in the playoffs. I mean, those 2 games were important, and we could have beaten Kansas City.
Had our defense not sucked.
Yes, exactly. But it's just, I don't know.
If you put Baker Mayfield on the Rams right now, their odds for the Super Bowl are exactly the same.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna say maybe
even I would argue that
waver a little
bit.
They're
close.
Yeah, they're close. I would say they're close.
Then if they're not, I mean, because I guess he's less proven.
He doesn't have the hype
Stafford,
behind him as the Stafford trade does, though. That's the thing. Because
I'm not gonna
say
what I'm saying though is that like you put a decent quarterback in that situation, like I said earlier, you take all-time great defense and you put a quarterback who doesn't turn the ball over, you can win a Super Bowl. Like I said earlier, Trent Dilfer, Joe Flacco, 2 quarterbacks, you could not put them on any other team and they look competent. But
Joe Flacco looked horrible on Denver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But that's my thoughts on that.
You could have put in any quarterback with some confidence behind them and a low turnover ratio, and they could have turned that team around. You could say the same thing about Tampa Bay last season.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Jameis Winston was throwing the ball like a crazy man out there.
He set a record for most touchdowns thrown by a quarterback for that franchise, but he also set a record for most interceptions thrown by a quarterback in NFL history.
That's the most Brett Favre stat of all time. Like,
yeah.
It really is.
You know, Brett Favre's first completed pass was to himself.
Yes. It was tipped at the line and he caught it, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's crazy.
That's hilarious.
Like, I know I talked about it. I think I talked about it last week. But Aaron Rodgers with the soft chin strap is my favorite thing. Favre had a soft chin strap. You pass it down to Aaron Rodgers. That's the way to go.
Does Brady still wear a soft chin strap?
I really don't think so.
No, I don't think
I'm
he
pretty
does.
sure
I think Rodgers is the only one
in the league.
I don't know why. I could just see Brady doing it. He's so feminine in his ways sometimes.
Soft chin straps are not feminine. That's
more
manly,
Are you only saying that because he kisses his kids on the lips?
Possibly. I'm just saying, someone who kisses their kids on the lips seems like a guy who'd wear a soft chin strap.
Dude, soft chin straps are sick. Okay, it shows that you don't care. Your jaw gets blasted. You know what I mean?
Well, you got to protect that gorgeous jawline.
If Rodgers went with that in the single bar face mask, I think he'd be and with the handlebar mustache, I think he'd be the
all time.
I want leather helmets. You know, the pads. Honestly, my favorite player in the league is any white linebacker with a huge neck roll. If you're a white linebacker with a huge neck roll, I automatically want your jersey. I don't care how good or bad you are. It's just the thing. It's like, obviously, you're not good, but you're like the Dellavedova of football.
You know who wore a neck roll thing? Didn't Barkevius Mingo wear one for a while?
Yeah, solid. Didn't he also win a Super Bowl with the Patriots?
I could win a Super Bowl with the Patriots, dude.
No, I think he went to that Super Bowl roster.
I don't think he was ever on the Patriots.
Yeah, he was, because he was on the Patriots before he came to us.
Barkevius Mingo?
No, we drafted him, and then when we released him, he went to the...
No, I was thinking of Jamie Collins.
I
got him confused.
Yeah.
Jamal Shear, too, was on that Patriots roster, too.
Speaking of Super Bowls, you guys want to move into Sunday?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.